All right, guys, if you've been following this channel, you know that I've put out a lot of videos lately on BigBear.AI stock. So BBAI stock is what I'm addressing in this video. And I want to tell you that something big is happening concerning BigBear.AI stock, but it's bigger than them. And when I show the charts to you, you'll see what I mean up here, that it doesn't just stop with BigBear.AI. The also SoundHound that I was covering also is tied up in the same mess. And then there's a lot of those penny stocks and the best penny stocks to buy now also tied up in the same darn mess. And I will show you what I think is happening and what exactly is going on in this video. So a whole bunch of ticker symbols. The main one that I want to cover is BigBear.AI, but I also want to give further commentary about the background market bias that I've also talked about in my videos. And by the way, guys, if you want to find me and the other panel experts, we have a Discord together. Links in the description. Code word doctor when you sign up. That is expiring soon, so make sure you take advantage of it. There's a whole ecosystem there dedicated to help you in your journey towards financial freedom and building alpha in your portfolios. And you can join the already thousands of members that are already over there enjoying all the products and services that had been waiting for them. And now it's your turn. See you over there. Guys, let's go into BigBear.AI stock. So I showed you this before. Last time I covered BigBear.AI, we're in this near term, this intraday bear channel, if you will, that goes all the way back to Thursday, July 24th. And I said, watch for the break in structure. So far, we have not gotten that break in structure, and that's important for us. However, it's a little bit myopic just to look at BigBear.AI, because if we go over to SoundHound and drop down to the same 15-minute chart, come on, Doc, you can do it. That coordination can do it. What you'll notice is that we have that same basic structure in the 15-minute chart, but it doesn't stop there, because if we go to my friend CoreWeave here, and by the way, have a price bottom for that as well. So let me do that, and we're going to hide those, and we're also going to hide these as well. There we go. Take a look if we zoom in, and let's also go to, once again, the 15-minute chart on this. There we go. Take a look at the structure that you see that goes once again back to Thursday the 24th, just like what we saw with SoundHound on Thursday the 24th, just like what we saw on BigBear.AI Thursday the 24th. And so for CoreWeave, now it was already selling off. It did take a little bit of a change, a little bit of a shift. Yeah, it was selling, and it looked like we were catching bottom, that we're going to turn things around. But then the market also made a different decision, and it did not turn around. Instead, it sold off anyway. Let's go to some of those penny stocks. Check out DDD. So for this one, 3D Systems. So if we go back here to Thursday, had a beautiful rise, pushing all the way up until we got to $2.17. But look at that movement that happened afterwards. If we go down to American Resources Corporation and we go back to, well, for them it started on Wednesday, but you can even see the big curve in that sell right there on Thursday, and then straight down in that same channel type format. Go to Lucid. Lucid, you see once again the same thing. Over here, they started a little bit on Wednesday, then continued going on Thursday, dropping down a little bit more. They actually look a little bit more like NVTS does structure-wise, but still a very similar look there. Let's go to Recourse Systems. There we go. And go back to Thursday the 24th. Pacific Biosciences also selling down from Wednesday, then big old dip on Thursday. There it goes. And that one has been very, very hot recently. And then moving on to NNDM. Once again, a further sell here, even though we had some evidence that it might continue to rise. QSI, same type structure. Beam was also on a tear for a while there, and until we got all the way up to, where's Thursday at? Right here, Thursday the 24th. They actually look like they started on Wednesday a little bit too. Oxygen bucking the trend a little bit today, so they must have had something good happen today. But once again, there's that same basic look on Thursday the 24th, heading on down this way. And if we go to IWM now, what I think is happening, and I'll show IWM's chart in a moment, it looks like we actually have a sentiment shift in the markets where we're de-risking away from the small cap and the profitless companies that are out there. So IWM tracks the Russell 2000 index, and I will show you a very similar look that you've seen, and it starts Wednesday or Thursday, the 23rd or 24th of July. And so today with the Fed meeting as well, I think that we're going to see a continued shift away from those small caps. And then we'll also take a look at SPY, which tracks the S&P 500, and then QQQ, which, man, I'll tell you what, Microsoft and Meta have put in some new all-time highs in the after hours. Well, with the Qs, it helped to push it that way. It also helped push the SPY up as well, and we're going to take a look at that. But just take a look at these small caps here. When we drop down to the 15-minute chart for IWM, there it is. There's that look that you've seen. Yeah, it was on a bit more of a steady rise, if you will, but things definitely started to come across. So there's Wednesday is right in here. stretched out a little bit more for you because Thursday is where we started to get that big sell. And so we peaked Wednesday in the after hours and then just sold off since then. And you guys can see down here the fact that we're trading down below this trend line. Matter of fact, it got rejected off in the after hours here. The market's not very happy with what Powell had to say, especially with holding rates higher for longer. It wasn't really a good meeting in terms of small caps, the very high risk companies that need that cheaper debt, that need easier access to capital. They need that liquidity dumped onto the markets. And if you need further evidence that that's what's happening right now, then we can look over to cryptocurrencies, because when we go there, the 15-minute chart, and let me see, look back here, you can see a little bit more of that sentiment shift coming to Bitcoin as well. If we go back to Thursday, something major happened for us that caused that sell-off. We had a bit of a recovery, still having trouble holding that 117.23. That is a critical line to hold, by the way. And then if we go back to Ethereum, and going all the way back here for crypto, it looks like Monday was really the peak for that. And I'm guessing it was more of the news catalyst that we got during that time that caused this little swooping effect to happen in here instead. So crypto showing a little bit that de-risking too. Now, mind you, a little bit differently than what we would have. Most likely it's tariff related as well for some of those small caps, probably more tied to the monetary policy that we see. So for the small caps then, let's go back to IWM just for a moment. And it helps if I actually put up the right thing here. Trading view, pop that up. There we go. So IWM. There we are. So what we got for IWM helps. Come on. There we go. Now for IWM, there's that sort of sell-off look that we're getting. Looks like we might have some more selling pressure. We're going to have to watch and see for those small caps. What that means for companies like BigBear.AI is that we're probably going to need that sentiment shift to come back to help it as just a fundamental or as a broad move with the market, I should say, that we get that overall market bias that helps to push it along. That trafficking IWM certainly seems to be a better indicator. When we go to SPY, we got a little bit of trailing off just from Monday, but if we go back to Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday was up a little bit sideways on Thursday, up some more through Friday. So then when we picked up Monday, a little bit sideways and then down a little bit, but then the after hours, you see that rocket ship that we took, taking us back up near resistance. The Qs, which is a little bit more tech heavy, man, look at that rip that it's taken in the after hours here. This is not the look that we're getting from those small caps, from the Russell 2000 stocks. So for these companies that have much better moats about them, that have much better financials, that are much more stable, it looks like the investment still happens to pretty much be there, that we've moved away from some of those small caps, some of those penny stocks, which means that trying to watch the momentum on them, it might still help us, but we don't have the same support that we did with the Russell 2000s index, for example, or the ETFs that track them, such as VTWO, which is V2, which is the Vanguard that tracks the Russell 2000, or IWM, which is Invesco, that tracks what we have moving with those small caps as well. So for BigBear.AI, let's go back to here to this chart to see this channel that we have. This could continue for a while. We want to watch for that break in structure. Through the bottom, this thing's going to go to the floor. Through the top, we could probably get a good recovery. I said before, it's probably going to take a decent catalyst to push this up through there. And let's go out to the daily chart on this just to see the sort of tumble that we've taken over that time. We actually pushed down to 47 for the RSI, the 5 crossed down over the 13. I'm still looking for that 50-day support to happen. Earnings come out on Monday, August the 11th. And I still think that there's a significant possibility that that could be a very good time for BigBear.AI, given a lot of the movements that we've had with cash concerning the Defense Department side of things. And if they're able to give us some excellent forward guidance that we're looking for, or some news that we wouldn't get outside of an earnings call, or if they talk about some other announcements that they have coming up, I think that we could have a fair amount of excitement coming in. That doesn't necessarily mean, because of what we have happening in the background with the markets, especially where small caps and penny stocks are concerned, right now it doesn't seem like the market's favoring them. So we might get small rallies, but then we might get more extended sells. So we're going to have to watch and see. Friday's a big day for us because we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. Jerome Powell was weird, to say the least, at today's meeting. I don't even know how to really phrase it. He seemed to bulk a lot more than usual, that there's something that he's holding on to. I don't know. I can't really put a finger on it. And we'll see if something happens in the near term. Maybe it's the whole tariff deal thing that he's holding out on with China. this Friday. Maybe it's the unemployment report. We're really going to have to just wait and see. And so I'm going to be patient over these next few days. Keep on watching the charts. Put more technicals out over at the Discord. Come on over and join us, guys. If you want to learn how to do technical analysis, learn how to trade using technicals so that you can do better due diligence on your behalf and really learn how to empower yourself and lean in towards financial freedom and building alpha in your portfolio, we got an options course, technical analysis course over at Stockmo Academy. That link is also in the description. Code word doctor works for that, just like it works to get you a discount for the Discord that has the team of panel experts over there. And I'll tell you what, the combination of all of it together is just an absolutely perfect ecosystem for you to learn and understand and grow as a trader and as an investor. Code word doctor gets you 50% off your first month when you sign up for the earner tier for the Discord. That coupon code does expire in the very near future, so make sure you take advantage of it soon. And then also for that coursework, that coupon code also has an expiration date. I believe it's out a little bit farther. Yeah, I'm going to have to check on that one. But that one, bundling the two courses gets you a bundle discount. And then the coupon code doctor gives you a further discount on top of it. Even if you just get a standalone course, just get one of them rather than both of them. Code word doctor is still going to work for you, but you don't get the bundle discount then, of course. So guys, let me know what you think about BigBear.AI. What do you think about this shift away from small caps, this money coming out of them, if you will, and especially the penny stocks as well? Is it something that you are also seeing evidence of? Is it showing up in other areas that I haven't covered here? And do you think this is just a short-term little bit of grossness that we're seeing in the markets? Or are we going to see some quick pumps up and then by further dips down for these sort of companies? Anything that you want to comment on financially, I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you over in the Discord, and I'd love to answer your questions about that coursework. Should you decide to invest in yourself, remember that code word doctor when you sign up for those things. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning. We'll see you next video.